Do not, for any reason, ever share your private keys, passphrases, passwords, or click suspicious links. Everyone all the time is trying to steal your stuff, so go slow and be careful. There's no point making all this money just to give it to a thief.
All right. Woohoo! All right, so what's going on? So we'll do a little Q&A. I'm not going to answer any investment related stuff unless it's like very general. Nothing specific. That's only for private clients and digital investors. Everybody else, get on down the road. All right. Let's see. So what do we have to talk about? Well, I'll hit your questions as they arise. Little housekeeping, general housekeeping. Hello. Let's see. 424, unless my number's wrong, I have to ask Brandon. 424 on the digital investor. So 42.4% fully subscribed. What up? We have either 52 or 53 digital private clients. So we're over 50%. And those are max numbers. That's it. That's it. It's not a sales tactic. It's just what it is. Okay. So this is an office hours show where we just kind of do some basic questions. We're going to talk about a little bit about psychology today. When we get towards the end of this, which is going to be, we're going to focus, instead of everybody focused on everybody around them, which we got to experience that last week, where everybody was more focused on the people around them than their own portfolios. Not everybody. That's an over sloppy assumption. Many people. And I saw it particularly in a couple of certain Telegram groups. But you always see it. It's the same thing on Twitter and Instagram and everything else. So I deleted my Twitter. I deleted Instagram. I've deleted everything that isn't directly related to digital private clients and digital investors. I realized, like the lifeguard, you can only save a few people. It is what it is. Everybody, listen, some people gonna drown. Some people gonna get ate by sharks. It is what it is. The more you learn to swim, the less likely you are to succumb to those things. Okay. Part of housekeeping. Still looks like we're on track for Friday the 13th Node Market Exchange opening. Obviously, you can go to Node Market right now. That's another way to get to the sales portal for licenses. So anybody can do this. It's very easy. You can do it through Digital Investor website. And so you can go here, and I'll show you. You're like, oh, okay, I'm here. I don't want your stupid memberships, and I don't give a crap about my portfolio, but I do want some node licenses. Cool. Click on the shop. You go to the shop. Look at all the cool crap you can do. You can do so much cool crap. We are going to probably discontinue the bundles because trying to do that cost me $1 million. So F you, those are going away. Brandon, if you hear this, get rid of the bundles. We're not going to get your own goddamn tokens. Good luck. All right. But node licenses, very easy to get. You'll notice the prices don't go up on them. Yeah, that's right. They are consistent. You will not be gouged, stiffed, stuck, screwed, jawboned, whatever, all the colorful words. You won't. The prices are the prices. They don't go up. When we say like the sale price and what this discount is if you were buying compared to the single node price. So obviously, if you guys see on the internet, people are selling the node licenses for 140, 145 bucks. Don't buy them because you don't need to, because you can get all the way down to 2 nodes and you get them for $1.30 each. That's it. So, come on, man, be smart. All right. And just real quick, digital investors already know this. Those of you that don't know this, when you are signed up, there's a whole back end. It isn't just this. There's a whole back end, and you have a whole bunch of tools. We're building out those tools, and they become more robust. They just help you manage your portfolio and your portfolio balances and understand kind of what you own and things like that. A lot of information. We're trying to make it a resource that we would use, and if we are using it, then it seems like it has value for you all. Now, the other way is if you go to Node Market. Oh, let me just go to the basic. Well, yeah. Anyway, this is getting very close, but you'll notice on the main page, you have Explore Nodes. This button is not do anything yet because once the marriage of the hypercycle node licenses and the tokens goes into effect, and people start tilling and gaining reputation, those nodes have more value than, say, a node that is not married or is not participating in tilling, which is basically beaconing or signaling to the network that you're available for service. It's also not factoring in any reputational score you might get from that combination of compute, uptime, and total reputation as compute rolls in March. So those are things that make your node licenses worth more. They have an embedded premium because they have earning potential higher than someone that just bought them, today. Meaning that there will be a full secondary marketplace right here for all node licenses. Because if your node's been tilling, it's worth more than one that has not. If your node has tokens in it, it's worth more than one that doesn't. And you will be able to buy or sell your node licenses with that premium at a price that you set. Limit price. That's cool. You say, this is what I want. This is what it's worth. You'll also be able to see how it ranks among other nodes and node licenses. Okay. And unlike others, we actually build shit. I don't know how to code nothing. I analyze stuff and I talk about it. Brandon and his team of geniuses, they build things. It's like people like, why did you build this? I didn't build nothing, bro. I know how to build nothing. You know how I build something? I tell other people, can you build it? That's how I build it. Anyway, so that's the node licenses. That's a full secondary marketplace. View the exchange. That's where you'll go for OTC trades. There's no human in this. It's all code based. It's between you, code, and a buyer. You can list an order at whatever price you want. You can let the order go. You can cancel it. You can buy whatever. It's on you. We don't have we're just building the code. Audited, by the way, not just some bullshit we pulled off of GPT-4 or GitHub's new code generator. No, this is all audited. Anyway, you go to the exchange there. But you know what you can also do? Just go buy node licenses. Woohoo. Now, we will eventually have all of basically every way to get to a pool, to get to HyperPG, to get to Hyperpool, or whatever other pools may arise. We'll have all that information here. We'll also have all that information here, so that there's no way we are going to dummy proof every part of this. Now, we did this ourselves. We just took money out of our own pockets and we made this. We were originally looking at letting private clients, digital private clients, participate in that. So what we decided to do is we're going to launch a series of NFTs. I've shared this, by the way, in the telegrams, although I no longer participate in any other telegrams, just the private ones for us, for digital private client and for the Crypto and Coffee and digital investor community. But we're doing a series of 10,000 NFTs. It is a rev share NFT. I mean, other than the amazing artwork, it is a rev share NFT. And what that means is you get a percentage, 20% of all of the revenue generated by Node Market. All of the revenue, every bit of it, will go into a wallet that distributes to the owners of these NFTs in equal distribution. And so I will tell you really quick how that works, and then we'll talk psychology. But as many of you know, we were originally looking at doing some of the equity raise for some equity raise. We had some people approach us, and we thought, well, we'll do like an equity sell kind of a thing with the digital private clients. But we kind of thought against that. We just kind of moved on down the road of self-funding. But we did want to offer a way where people can have some kind of participation in whatever the revenue generates. And this is specifically and strictly digital private clients and digital investors. So no offense, but if you aren't one of those, get on down the road. This does not apply to you. However, if you are a digital investor and or both a digital private client, which digital private clients are both, if you are those groups and you can hear my honey-laden voice, you do get to participate. And it is a set of 10,000 Node NFTs. They will receive a programmatic fee sharing. So every single dollar unit that Node Market makes with exchange fees, secondary Node license sales, token launches, whatever it is, if it generates a fee, you get a piece of it. And it's an equal piece. Each NFT gets an equal piece. The NFTs are going to start at $1 million. Not really, just kidding. They're going to have a starting price of 1,000, and it's going to descend. Each NFT is going to get a few pennies cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, all the way out to 10,000 total. There's not 10,000 in one. There's 10,000. This achieves the same thing we wanted to achieve without inviting Gary Gensler to the party. So that's what we had to do. Now, why would one purchase such an NFT? I mean, there are plenty of communities that have plenty of bullshit NFTs that get you absolute bullshit. We won't say anything past that. However, in this case, every NFT gets a share of the revenue. I mean, beyond the amazing artwork that you're going to get. 20% of all of the net revenue is divided among the 10,000 NFTs. It is sent directly. And so how it'll work is you'll have a DApp. It'll be part of Node Market. You'll just log into Node Market the way you look at your portfolio. You log in, you claim. We'll either do every other week or every month. But you'll be able to just log in with your wallet, like your MetaMask wallet or whatever is your primary wallet. Be able to log in, claim your currency units based on how many NFTs you have. And don't worry, fakes wouldn't work. You can't fake it and none of that bullshit, because we actually know what we're doing. So, yay. So that's cool. Each NFT gets the same share. You will get this either every month or every 2 weeks. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. Oh, by the way, for those of you that are using Node Market in a variety of ways, and you're buying and selling and whenever your total transactions cross 1 million, and you think, well, that's a lot. Well, not really. Many of you, even if you're doing 2,000 here, 3,000, 6,000 there, it still adds up, right? Like a $10,000 transaction 100 times, That's $1 million. You get an NFT for free. So anytime you pass $1 million in cumulative, it doesn't matter if it takes a day, a week, a year, whatever. If you pass $1 million in cumulative volume, you're a baby whale. You get an NFT. Why? Because you should be able to participate in the ecosystem that you participate in. So that's how it works. So it's like everybody gets a little get back for participation. Yeah, we feel like this is the best mix of income and revenue without inviting the wrath of like bad guys. Good question. This will probably, we've been working on this super secrety, but the main thing is the developers need to be focused on the exchange. And so we have not focused them towards this. We will work on all that integration after the launch on the 13th. Cool. Okay. So that's all the general housekeeping. This will be cool. We'll let everyone know through digital private client, through digital investor backend, everyone will know. And if you're a part of that, you get to play. And if you're not, I don't care. Brandon and I have decided that our family is going to consist of 1,000 people. Like that's it. I mean, I guess technically it could be no, because the private clients are also digital investors. Therefore, our family is 1,000 wide. Like that's it. All right. Nothing is live. Well, no, that's not true. You can go to buy node licenses and it gets you to the node license store. So like if you go there, you click on this, look, yay, you're at the store. But the exchange has not gone live, and I'll tell you why. It turns out, one, if you actually audit the code that you produce and want to go live with, takes a while and it costs a lot. Audits are not cheap. That's why most people don't do them. So when you hear like the team at Hypercycle saying we're waiting for audits to come in and get and have clean sheets, it's not something you do unless you don't give a crap about people and you just want to light money on fire. You wait for the audits to come back, even if it slows you down. So we wait on those. You pay for them. Yes, you get what you pay for. So you spend the money on audits. But we don't have any control at that point. Next, stable coins. Andy, to deploy stable coins like USDT and USDC, which is something that part of the exchange is functional stable coins. Now you'll notice a lot of exchanges, most of them might be Ethereum based, which is cool if you want to trade in Ethereum. But what if you don't want to trade in Ethereum terms, right? Like maybe you want to, trade in USDT or USDC terms, which to me makes a lot of sense. There we go. Now you see this little discount column here, by the way, whenever it shows a discount, a little green thing that shows you, and again, this is not live until Friday, but it's going to show you immediately where the discount is to current market prices. So if Hypercycle, for instance, was at 50 cents and the current price is like 83 cents, you would see it would have a little discount of 61% or something like that, whatever. And so you'll always be able to know, you'll also be able to go up here and look at top discounts. Like right now, Singularity DAO, if that was an accurate thing, would be almost 76% below market price. For those of you that are dollar cost averaging, this is invaluable. You don't see this on a lot of exchanges because exchanges are not built around you having a portfolio. They're built around a shit box of liquidity moving in and out so they can just make money. They can just make fees. There's nothing wrong with that. They got to monetize their thing somehow, right? Like I'm not a hater, but this is the whole point of this system. This OTC based exchange is part of the greater scenario of you managing your portfolio competently. And if you can see, especially with dollar cost averaging, let's say I had 3 or 4 assets on my list, I was dollar cost averaging, and I see that one of them is at a steep discount based on current listings, then it would make sense for me to take those trades sooner, right? Does that make sense? Okay, cool. And yeah, so there's that kind of clears up as much as you can. Yeah, the whole point is this is all geared around investing, not trading. You can go trade anywhere. You can go get your ass kicked anywhere. This is where you would invest, hopefully. Or it's where you would exit without nuking the market. Because some people got to get out. Some people need to exit. Some people, it's time. Some people need to like hit the sticks. Some people have huge returns. If you have a if you have a 10x return, we have rules on this kind of thing, right? If you make a 10x, here's the rule. Everybody knows this. You should know this. I don't want to keep saying HomeKit. If you make a 10x on any asset, you take 20% off the table that second. Right then, you do not wait. 10x take 20 rule. So when an asset reaches a 10x, which is 1,000% increase, just think about what you're saying. 1,000% increase in your dollar cost average price. You immediately sell 20% of your total allocation. This ensures your original investment back and a 100% return. The universe can never get you back, right? Like when I'm playing Population 1, when my character spawns, all I have to do is take down 2 bad guys. If I take down 2 bad guys for each 1 life, I win by 100%. The universe can never get it back. That's what this is. You have to create some rules in your investment strategy. You have to have a rules-based system. It can't be whimsy and emotional bullcrappery all the time. Oh, I feel nothing. Stop. Feelings have their place in Hallmark greeting cards and movies of the week and stupid shit like that. But in your portfolio and in the way that you manage your money, they have zero efficacy. They only will do you harm, right? Your emotions and feelings might go into your decision to purchase an asset or why you like the team and in your original fundamental analysis. But in your entry, dollar cost averaging, right? And your exit, 10x take 20, followed by 2x take 10, meaning after you've gotten your 10x, anytime that asset doubles, right? It gets another double. So it went from $1 to $10. Great. You took your exit. You took your 20%. Now it went from $10 to $20. That's a double. Okay. You sell 10% of your remaining allocation of that asset. This ensures a continual and gradual 180% return on investment over and over and over. And you can do this math for any asset in the history of crypto, and you will always have come out better than if you guess when this might do that or guess when that might do that. Because guessing is very random and there's no math behind it. Luck is not a strategy, as it turns out, right? And remember, on your way into an asset, your dollar cost averaging, right? Meaning you spread your investment over a longer period of time and you invest on randomized intervals. I go I think I'm going every 5 days right now. Yes. Rules, not feelings. Rules, not feelings. So you just have to imagine that you used your feelings and emotions as you made that investment decision to enter the asset. But it's got to be rules based on your way out and on your way on the sidelines. And no one should be, oh, how dare you sell weak hands, diamond hands. That was all a bunch of bullshit that was created mostly by the Bitcoiners, and then kind of absorbed or like borrowed into the mostly spammy, monkey picture NFT dummies of the 2021, so that everyone would hold. Like, if I get everyone to hold and no one sells, I'll secretly sell. And like, bullshit. Listen, if you have a 10x, you take 20, as Joseph says. You have a 10x, you take 20. You have a 2x, you take 10. You do this because you don't owe anyone anything. When you invest $1 in a project, you don't owe them shit. You don't owe them any emotions. You don't owe them, my heart, my all bullshit. You don't owe them anything because you gave them your money. If you gave them your money, you gave them what they wanted. If they sold the token for X and it does a 10X, you fucking sell. right? You don't owe anyone shit. You don't have to apologize for shit. If it's low liquidity, that's on them. Produce more liquidity, create better market engagement, get more exchanges, right? Now it's on you to do the best balance between how can I, if I have to exit, sell and not blow up the economy that I'm trying to sell into, because maybe there's not anything to come back to. But don't ever for a second ever feel bad about selling a position to enrich your life. This is what everyone gets. You deserve to sell it, right? You invested. On the other side of it, if the price keeps going up, you don't get to look back and lament, oh man, I wish I would have this. I wish I would have that. No, 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 no. When you make a decision, if it's based on fundamentals and hard rules, you click the switch and you're done with it. On to the next one. You can't run a race looking in the rearview mirror, right? So this is why you need rules. So you think, you use fundamental analysis, you use dollar cost averaging. Yes, and then you just pull the trigger. There was a test, there's a sniper thing that I went to, and you take this written test, and one of them, this is a terrible story, but I'm going to tell it anyway. One of the questions is, okay, you have a target that you've been given like permission to engage. It's like 490 meters, which is basically nothing, shot with like a nice whatever. So anyway, and the target pulls out, like raises a child in front of your vision. What do you feel? And people go into, well, I understand that this is a child and this is terrible and this, and I'm going to try to wait. And other people are like, well, but this is a bad guy and he's crimes against humanity and all that. The answer is to what do you feel? It is recoil. Recoil is the answer, right? All of that other stuff is politicking and bullshit. I'm not telling anyone to go be a sniper. I'm telling you, this is just the way in business you have to be a little bit calculating and cold, because what you can't do is imbue or embody feelings and nonsensical, whimsical human emotion into math-based decisions, right? I don't want you to be like a lazy-eyed psychopath, but when it comes to your portfolio, and this is what we're going to talk about here in a second, you don't focus on anything around you. You got to focus on the math of your portfolio, expanding your portfolio. And the only way to do that is you have to have a rules-based, math-first approach. You really gotta, it's very hard. It's, I saw it. Yeah. DCA in and out. Maybe you shoot past the baby, Joseph. And anyway, again, I'm not telling you the world is a nice place, but I'm telling you the answer is recoil. So it is what it is. Okay. So, and listen, Joseph, probably, being a sniper is not in your job future, which is good. No one should do that kind of job's awful. All right. Recoil? No. Recoil is what you feel when a rifle goes off into your shoulder. Mary. Yeah, it's a nasty world out there, fellas. Hey, I didn't make it. I'm just living in it. Okay. I want to switch gears for a second. We got to get to our schooling. And again, I'm not going to do specific portfolio-based anything. No, there's no pools open yet. We're going to be recording with, I'll be recording with Tufi Saliba later today, and I'm sure he'll have updates. But they are obviously building and moving towards the 15th, which is a Sunday. So I'm guessing someday around there, someday around there, we're going to get some kind of better information as where you go and what the process is to split nodes, to marry tokens to nodes, or to delegate nodes, node licenses with or without tokens, and or tokens with or without node licenses, either to HyperPG, HyperPools, what those will pay. They're going to be sorting all that out. I can't sort that out because I am not Hypercycle. I am an investor. I am like you guys. So there we go. Yes, I'm very excited about talking to Tufi. He's fun. Okay. Even though there's like 200% of the people don't have any desire to hear what I have to say. Weird. Okay. So let's do this. Let's switch gears. Let's get into our brain space. Yeah. Class, I guess class is in session. I get to play like my favorite, my favorite bumpers.
Hello. You're late.
You're bad at math, but I'm giving you an A+ in confidence.
Just doing what I gotta do.
Extra credit.
Okay, so I told you today we're going to talk about psychology. Well, wouldn't do is, why does it keep saying that? Does anybody ever get this thing that just keeps popping up for HomeKit? I don't know what the hell HomeKit is. Anyway, we are going to talk about the psychology of focusing on your portfolio and thinking inward. All right. Oh, by the way, this is an image I generated on Dolly 3, which is absolutely free for anybody that wants to go to Bing image generator. You just sign in with whatever email, and you can just start creating the coolest images. It's all text-based. It's wicked. I don't know if it's as good. Well, I like it a lot. I don't know if it's as robust as like Midjourney 5. Some people like it better. I like it a lot. I think it's cool, and I had a lot of fun. Oh man, I was making all sorts of cool stuff. Anyway, there's a lot. God, there's just so much fun stuff. Jim, if I do the interview with Tufi today, I'm going to post it immediately after we record. I'm not going to wait until tomorrow morning. So you'll get it within an hour of us recording it. Bam. So there we go. Okay. Let's talk a little bit. I don't know where you're at. So for many of you, this is like, it's either a good morning or a good evening or a good middle of the night. Anyway, we're going to kind of traverse a less explored territory of investing. It's because this is not hypey, memey, bullshitty stuff that kind of, XRP is going to 7,000, all this other junk. And while that's great for clickbaity stuff, it's not super great for your portfolio. So our psychological relationship with our portfolio is probably the most important thing we can be aware of. We all have it, but we're not all aware of it. We think we have strategies, and sometimes those strategies are 1% math-based, 99% whimsy-based, psychology-based, emotion-based. And we really have to, kind of like we've been talking about today, we have to reduce all that stuff. So while strategies, stocks and bonds, they are integral and they make up a part of your portfolio, and maybe real estate and maybe crypto and maybe the unimpressive gold or, whatever. Right. But the overlooked, like constant, if you're a writer, like you'll get this, like the overlooked protagonist. You watch any crime show, it's, that's the guy. The overlooked protagonist is your mindset, right? So we're going to understand why psyche plays such a pivotal role in your portfolio. In the age of social media, obviously it's really easy to look at other people, look at their highlight reels. What is Instagram? It's people showing you a bunch of pictures that's the best of 4,000 angles they could get with lighting and all this kind of stuff, and make you think that that's just their normal life, which is all bullshit, right? And you read posts about someone's latest successful investment, or you hear them tell you, oh my God, like these little dumbass commercials I see. I watch my buddy's videos, and he's got the crappiest little ads that come out like, I've been investing for 13 minutes and I can tell you how to make $1 million a day. And shut up. But you just get bombarded by this shit, and it starts making you think everybody else is pretty. Everybody else is successful except for me. Why are they all getting these huge gains and all this? And you hear about one of your friends who hit some huge gain. There was one of the finance managers at one of the places that we go to buy cars. He actually hit like a scratcher's lottery for $300,000, paid off his house. And then people hear about that kind of stuff. You're like, oh man. And none of it matters, because it has zero connection to you and your portfolio. And actually it can slow you down, that kind of thinking outside of your portfolio. And listen, I want everybody to have great, enriched, wonderful lives, but I don't really give a shit about anything other than if you successfully manage and expand your portfolio. And yours means you've got to create happiness for yourself. No one's going to get you happiness, no matter how much money. You're not going to get happiness, right? Rich, wealth, poor, those are mindsets. Those aren't dollar amounts, right? You have to get to a place where you feel secure and safe. And there's no way to get there if you keep asking, why wasn't that me? Why didn't I win the lottery? Why didn't I have that stupid ass selfie in the middle? I knew this girl who was always posting these, like she had a bikini thing line or something, and she was always posting these selfies like from all over the world. And I was like, wait a minute, when does she have time to work? Like she can't possibly have any kind of job if she lives in France, in Tulum, in Dubai. And I was like, that's expensive. And like making $3 a swimsuit, like, I don't think that scales. And turns out it was not scale. She was like a junkie and everything was terrible and her life is miserable. But that too is not important to my portfolio. But you can't be consumed by that stuff. So there's like this pivotal question. Do these comparisons make you feel better? Or do they foster these feelings of inadequacy like down the road, right? So there's the comparison game is not, you do comparisons, but not the way you think. You compare not to other people, you compare to the you of yesterday. Have I done everything today that I need to do to make the me of today more competent as an investor than the me of yesterday? So you go look in the mirror. Remember I told you guys, like my mom was like, go look in the mirror. One of you is an asshole. So like, okay, fair play. So go look in the mirror and decide which one of you is going to be a better, more competent investor. Well, technically, if you're looking in the mirror because of the speed of light, the one that you see is a little bit older version of you. So this version of you needs to be a little bit better than the one in the mirror. If you want to take it down to the limits of like particles and speed. So if you look outside, you are eroding your self-confidence, right? You are driving yourself towards more impulsive decisions, chasing after the latest trend and thinking more about what other people are having success, which most of it's fake. But what you think other people are being successful with, or what someone on YouTube tells you they just did and all this. People don't broadcast their success unless they have a motive behind it. There's got to be a motive. I'll tell you my motive. I want 1,000 digital investors and I want 100 digital private clients and I want $100 million in my back pocket. There, now you have it. You have all my secret motives. Do I think that would make me happier? I'm pretty happy already. Do I think it would make me feel more security? Sure. You have to be honest with your own personal motivations. This is how you figure out what is your risk tolerance? What is your strategy going to be? What are your specific goals near term, or, next 12 months goals, next 36-month goals, and what works for me or you or Brandon or Bob or Alice may not work for the people right next to you, right? So psychologically, you got to stay in your lane and quit looking outward. So think about this kind of concept of self-assessment, right? So let's kind of shift our perspective from looking out at others. I mean, I would urge people this second, right now, get rid of Instagram, get rid of Twitter. Oh, well, sorry, X. Get rid of them. You don't need them. They do you zero good, period. Like there is nothing of value that you get from Twitter, X, or Instagram, period, full stop. So shift your perspective inward. Stop looking out. Stop looking at other people. Shift on your own performance. Look back at yourself. Imagine if you invested the same amount of time you spend on comparing and you spent that on self-assessment or just betterment. By continuously evaluating your own portfolio and your own portfolio success or failures based on your own personal benchmarks, you will gain deeper insights into what's working, what's not working. Did your investment perform as expected? Is it because you did not enough research? You did the correct amount of research, but sometimes things just don't go your way because you only have so much control over analyzing the potential success of a project. Don't beat yourself up. You can't know the things you can't know, right? Are there sectors in your portfolio that are underperforming consistently? What's been underperforming? Well, we're in a bear market. Layer ones have been getting their ass kicked. They're down like 90%. Do some of those represent an opportunity, or are they dead in the water, right? So if you see consistent underperformers, you have to go back and do your 5 T's again, right? Is your investment strategy aligned with your long-term goals? And I would say these days, long-term means 3 years, right? Like that's long-term, okay? And the beauty of this self-assessment is there's kind of a dual benefit. On one hand, it gives you clarity about whatever your journey is, right? That financial journey. And on the other, it fosters a growth building mindset. So you focus inward, you cultivate resilience and adaptability. You become less emotionally whimsical. And so you don't want to be like a wind vane. Every time that it changes, you're like, oh, I'm gonna sell everything. I'm gonna buy everything. Those are the people that buy high and sell low and then say that everything's a scam, right? And then what do? They picked up the victim mentality. And this is like, you go read, there's a bunch of scholarship on this, that this kind of victim mentality is this silent wealth killer. And so, and we've all, listen, every one of us has succumbed to this, right? You've been at some point in your investment journey or just in life, you've been like, they're against me. The market is against me. I always have the worst luck. Why do others always get the best opportunities? You saw this in the NFT thing. These bullshit projects would start. 2 or 3 people would get rich. Everybody else would get nuked. But you wouldn't remember the 9,000 people that got their asses handed to them that gave money to these 3 creeps. All you remember is, man, everybody's getting rich without me, right? Everybody's got all the opportunities except me. I'm always a little late. That makes you FOMO and do stupid stuff. And it's part of that whole victim mentality that creates that FOMO. And it is a massive obstacle. And so if you look at yourself as a victim, well, you're inadvertently relinquishing control over your own decisions. You're basically saying, I don't make decisions. I am a dumb robot. Like, I am artificial unintelligence. Or like, I am organic unintelligence, right? If you start to believe that your failures are due to external forces, then isn't that the same with your successes? You can't say, this is why I don't help family members invest. Because if they get it right, they take credit. If it doesn't work out, it's my fault. Oh, Nick told me to get it. If it goes down, if it goes up, look what I did. Oh, did you? Did you do that? So, no, I'm out, right? You cannot believe that your successes or failures are due to external forces. If you win, you earned it, right? Oh, he got lucky. He can get lucky. He earned it. He did the research. He put his money down, earned it, okay? Don't chalk up other people's successes to a stroke of luck. Don't even consider them. It doesn't matter what your neighbor did or what Alice or Bob did. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I do either. If I win or I lose, that has nothing to do with your portfolio, right? It doesn't have to do with your own success. Again, get rid of that. You got to shed the victim mentality thing. And because it will impede your learning process. Making mistakes makes you wise. What is it? Wisdom comes from good decision-making. Good decision-making comes from experience. Experience comes from bad decision-making, right? You have to crash a few times on the track to understand what the limits of a race car are, right? And so you don't want to impede your proactive decision-making abilities. You don't want to get in the way of the ability to fundamentally analyze things with your victim mentality, right? Be in control, take responsibility, don't chalk up losses to the universe and successes to your own, skill set. They can't have it both ways. Either it's all luck or none of it's luck, right? So do unfortunate things happen? Of course, because fairness and luck, they're not really parts of, if you go out in the deep abyss of space, those concepts, those are human concepts. So there's no morality in the universe. It's going to expand until we see what looks like cold death. So it is what it is. Opportunities are all around us. So while it is like very tempting to believe that success in investing is about seizing that one golden opportunity, that's not the case. Opportunities are all around you. You're arbitraging opportunities all the time. And you can get 100x in an asset, but you can also get a 3x and a 3x and a 3x and a 3x, and you still got 100x, right? And so you can break down big goals into little goals, and the pile gets bigger and bigger, and compounded interest helps it get bigger and bigger. And education, continuous education helps it get bigger and bigger. And networking, engaging with peers, reading about other things that investors have done, learned. I read a lot about what hedge fund managers have done. The ones that fail, I read about them too. The ones that have been successful. I like the way Mike Green, Jeffrey Gunlock, some of these guys think. So I don't think the way they think. Obviously, they think different. But I do like kind of trying to figure out, okay, where's their head at? Ben Gortzels, the Tufi Salibas. I like knowing how they frame their thoughts as much as we can. We're like goldfish trying to understand like a super space alien. But still, you never know what the next big idea is going to be. You don't know where it's going to come from. But you can spot it before the crowd does. Have a curious mind, ask questions, research, do deep dives. Don't beat yourself up. Don't stress yourself out. But these opportunities are there, and they're more obvious for the people that do more work, right? And so it's not that the opportunities are not there or that they're hard to find. It's that it becomes easier to see them. You see them quicker. And if you see it a little bit quicker than the pack, then you arbitrage the time difference. It's all of investing is an intellectual arbitrage, which is like a repeated thing that we talk about. This is why studying your cognitive bias is so important. Understanding those main, 25 or so cognitive biases, that those hiccups, those things that cloud kind of clean or precise thinking. They make us deviate from rational thought. And game theory is about rational thought, rational players, and those strategic interdependencies, right? So just shift your perspective. And if there's only kind of one takeaway from everything we talked about today, other than node market's going to be dope. No, that's not the takeaway. The takeaway is perspective is very powerful. And your mindset can either be your strongest ally or it can be your fiercest adversary. If you fall into this victim mentality, everybody's against me, I have bad luck, bullshit, right? Challenges, setbacks, losses. Listen, I took a huge loss last week. So what? Like, it is what it is. I learn, I make the adjustments as much as I can. Keep going, right? I wasn't complaining when I was up X amount of dollars in a day. So I'm not going to just sit on my hands in a corner when I'm down X amount of dollars in a day. That's not how it works. This thing is a journey. It's not a sprint. So challenges and setbacks and losses are par for the course in the world of investing and for kind of managing your own portfolio. So it is your response to the challenges and the setbacks and the losses. It is how you respond. Can you transform those kind of speed bumps into learning opportunities? Do you view losses as lessons as opposed to failures? It's not a You didn't fail. If some company you invest in shits the bed, you didn't fail. Now, what's the lesson to be learned? Were there warning signs? Is this something that more research, more attention could have possibly prevented or helped mitigate some of those losses? Cultivate a growth mindset where every experience, the good ones and the bad ones, is a stepping stone kind of along that path. Yeah, critical thinking, right? So in this intricate kind of world of investing that all of us are in, I imagine to some extent, if you're listening, the external world can be very chaotic. It can be unpredictable. I mean, it is chaotic and unpredictable. That is the natural course of things. There is kind of one constant, and that is your perspective of your portfolio. And so as you navigate these kind of like turbulent, think of like the financial world is like this big kind of crazy ocean, and it's very turbulent, and anchor yourself with self-awareness, be resilient, be forward-looking, extend your time horizon. Don't be looking for next week or next month. Get out 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. And the most profound journey you're ever going to have is not staring outward. It is growing your wealth inward, right? So focus inward. Quit looking out. Quit pointing fingers. Quit looking for reasons to explain away your behavior, good or bad. Do the work, then you deserve the gains. And no one ever gets to say, oh, you got lucky. Someone tells me I got lucky. Fuck you. I didn't get lucky. I didn't get lucky in 2014. I was just early. And then everybody blew up in 2017. And then 2018, everybody lost money. Not everybody, but a lot of people did. Portfolios got nuked. A bunch of people rage quit. Oh, and somehow we made money again in 2019 and 2020 and 2021. And then it blew up in 2022. Oh, it's over. It was over after MT Gox, and yet people came back. It's kind of, you decide if you're going to be successful or not, right? Not a year or two, not market behavior, none of it. The only way you're going to get there. And I'll say this, I don't even think it's hard work. It's not hard work. It's cerebral. Just think about thinking. So focus on your portfolio, think inward, just get rid of Instagram and all this other stupid crap. I mean, unless you just love it, oh my God, don't watch reality TV. Jesus, talk about a way to light your life on fire. Spending time looking at someone else living a fake life. Are you kidding? Stop. People, I know it's bad, but I see people watching reality TV. If they were like someone I would judge like between a 1 and a 10, if they're like a 7 or an 8, they just drop to a 5. It is the lowest tier of humanity to watch other people living a fake life. Like, what are you doing? Listen, you should be really embarrassed if you watch reality TV. I don't care how you want to couch it. I don't care how you want to cover it up or excuse it away. Just admit to yourself that somewhere you have failed. Okay, on that note, enjoy your day. We'll see you tomorrow for Brandon and I will be back with Digital Investor. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. Don't do anything my poor insolvent drunk struggling on meth grandmother wouldn't do, which is very little. Quit looking at everyone else. Quit judging your own success by other people. Find your own happiness. Figure out what you need to be happy, if you can even quantify that, and go after that. And only that.
Are you tired of all the uneducated noise you're getting from the droves of YOLO meme coin peddling douchebag gurus out there trying to use you as their exit liquidity? Would you rather learn a competent university-level set of skills that will guide you in managing and investing for the rest of your life? Join us 3 days a week at Digital Investor. Develop your knowledge of game theory, cognitive bias, macroeconomics, monetary theory, investment theory, psychology of the crowds, and more. For more info on Digital Investor and how it can help you, reach out at nickblacknext.com.